Hey crafty friends, welcome to Scrapary. Today it's finally time to assemble my Capturing Fall scrapbook page. I've already designed the layout, cut out all the pieces with my Cricut, and added distress ink to give everything a warm rustic look. Now I'm ready to bring it all together. If you haven't seen parts 1 through 3, be sure to check them out first to see the full process. I walk through everything from designing a Cricut design space to cutting out and inking. Let's get creative. Usually before I started hearing anything down, I like to lay out all my pieces and make sure everything looks balanced. I find that shuffling things around a little helps me decide on the best arrangement before committing. I typically start by placing my background paper and then layering my larger elements first. This helps me build a solid foundation for the page. However, this time I jumped right into gluing. I already have a good idea of where everything needs to go, so I just went for it. For this layout, my main focus is going to be the large photo of the Utah mountains in the fall. I fell in love with the aspen trees, so I really want this photo to stand out. To make it a focal point, I'll be placing it near the center of the page to naturally draw your eye towards it. One thing I love about fall layouts is how layering warm tones and natural textures makes everything feel so cozy and inviting. I really want this page to reflect that feeling. For adhesive, I like to use double-sided tape and liquid glue for different elements. A tape runner or double-sided tape is great for securing flat layers, while liquid glue is perfect for detailed pieces like the intricate title or leaf cutouts. For some elements, you could use foam adhesive to create dimension. This would help the title and a few of the leaves pop off the page instead of looking flat. It's such a simple trick, but it really adds a lot to the final look. What type of adhesive do you use? Do you have a favorite? Let me know in the comments. For embellishments, I'm adding a tiny acorn and some leaves around the edges to make the page feel full and complete. I love how all these small details work together to create that warm, cozy autumn vibe. Placing embellishments is always fun because it's like adding the finishing touches to a painting. Each little detail makes the page feel more complete. One small tip: if you ever feel like your photos or elements aren't blending well with the background, try inking the edges with light brown distress ink. It softens the edges and helps everything feel cohesive instead of looking like it was just placed on top of the page. Another thing I like to do is stagger my embellishments instead of placing them in a straight line. It helps create more movement on the page and makes it look more organic. I also love using small scrap pieces from previous projects to create tiny accents. Even the smallest leftover cardstock can be turned into an embellishment or a journaling tag. Nothing goes to waste. And of course, I always double check that everything is securely glued down, because nothing's worse than flipping through a scrapbook later and finding a loose piece. I'll be placing my journaling box in the bottom so I can write a little note about this memory later. I chose to do this part off camera, but journaling is one of my favorite parts of scrapbooking. It's a great way to add a personal touch and preserve the story behind the photos. These little details make a huge difference in the final result. And that's it, my Capturing Fall scrapbook page is officially complete. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this process, don't forget to like, follow, and stay crafty.